Hi friends, welcome back to part 3 of my craft reset series. In the last video you watched me continue to sort all of my craft projects into the different categories: crochet, sewing, and other, and adding all of my projects into my spreadsheet. Today you are going to watch me finish up the sorting, and I thought I would tell you what I found out. So this is where my spreadsheet really helps out. Instead of staring at all of these piles, feeling super overwhelmed, I'm looking at a list. I'm able to sort as I need to. So some of the categories that I am looking for are the month that it's needed, if it's a gift or a holiday item, the project type, crochet, sewing, other, who it's for, the pattern name, the current stage of completion, and any specifics such as the hook size, color. The color really helps when I am looking at all of the projects in their bags to easily find the one that I want to grab and work on based off of my spreadsheet. I'm also making sure that any projects that I am making more than one of are together so that I can batch them and hopefully be a little bit more efficient in my project making. So the first thing I'm doing is filtering by deadline in my spreadsheet. I'm creating tabs for each month. This instantly takes the pressure off of everything at once. Not everything is urgent, not everything needs my attention. This alone is helping me to feel a lot less stressed out about the whole situation. And then what I'm doing is realistically looking at what I want to focus on for that month and prioritizing the items that I need to complete. So I have them into a few different categories of how I want to finish them. What do I actually have time for? What am I most excited about working on? And what are some items that I can kind of finish quickly and check the box that they're complete and kind of get that momentum going. So if I finish a couple of things, during an evening, that really helps get me kind of excited about moving forward and being able to say I knocked those off my list. So I'm trying to choose at least 2 to 3 priority projects, what I really want to get done. And then, like I said, a couple of those low effort ones that I can do while watching TV, or I can spend 10, 15, 20 minutes and kind of knock out. So there are a few projects that I started that I don't really love anymore. Maybe I thought it was going to be a fun project and it wasn't, or the fabric kind of doesn't really excite me anymore, or I just, for whatever reason, am not interested. Here is where I'm reminding myself it's okay. I don't need to do something that's not exciting to me anymore. I can frog it, I can repurpose the materials. It's okay to just kind of let that go. And now what's active and what's not, I can organize intentionally. So instead of storing everything randomly, I'm separating each project into a bag, each season or quarter of those project bags into a basket. I'm putting anything that's not due or needed right now off to the side, out of the way, until I'm ready to work on it. That way, the only thing out with my focus are the items that are important and needed now. It's not pretty, but it does make sense. If I can see my active projects easily, I'm a lot more likely to work on them. I'm not trying to become someone who only has one project at a time. That's not realistic or fun. I like to have options. But I don't want so many options that it turns into overwhelm and I end up back in the same situation. This system with the spreadsheet gives me a little bit of structure without taking away any of my creativity. I still get to choose what my next project is. I just have a guide rail to keep me focused. So I have I know what I need to finish first. I know what season I'm in. I know what I have space and time for. Now that my spreadsheet is complete, I can share some of those numbers with you. So I had a total of 137 unfinished projects in my craft room, which was very surprising to me. That was a lot more than I thought I would have. I did think I would have a lot. I did think that number would be under 100, so I was a little bit surprised at having 137 unfinished projects. I was also surprised to see that the majority of them were not crochet. So I only had 51 crochet projects and I had 71 sewing projects. So I did not realize that I had started or bought things to do so many sewing projects. The good thing about that is typically sewing projects do take a little bit less time, and a lot of the sewing projects that I already have the pattern pieces cut out, so it's actually just the sewing portion of them, which I can usually knock out a couple of those in a weekend depending on how complex they are. And then I also had 15 other projects, which were a combination of some painting, some projects with my silhouette, cross stitch, and a few other random projects that didn't really have a real category to go in. So, like I said, I actually thought I would have a lot more crochet, and I was a little bit worried because a lot of times crocheting projects do take a little bit more time. So now we transition from this sort of organizing and sorting process and kind of getting myself where I knew what I had to work on into my weekly WIP era, as I'll call it. So going forward, I will be doing a weekly WIP update. So each of those videos will include what I've finished over the last week, what I'm currently working on, and which projects I have started or pulled out to start, and then what I'm planning next. So each week I'll have a few projects that if I get time that I will be working on, sort of hopeful, and if not, they'll just roll into the following week. So these are real life, these are short, these are not always perfectly aesthetic. They're also not, let's finish 25 projects in 1 week. These will be 10 to 15 minute check-ins that are just steady and realistic process. If you've been meaning to tackle your own WIPs, I hope this motivates you to at least make a list or make a pile of things to work on next. You don't have to complete them all today. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm really excited to see what we finish this year, and I will see you in the next one. So if this is a video or this sounds like something that you would be interested in, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and join in next week. Hitting that subscribe button helps you to know when I post the next video. You will get a notification when I do. So I would also love to see in the comments what you're working on next. Did it surprise you that I had so many unfinished projects? What do you think I will be working on? And yeah, so thank you very much for joining along. And remember, we're crafting. This is not supposed to be stressful. This should be fun and enjoyable. So let's turn it into that. Thanks and have a good day.